Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Watch this.
Episode 260, and the one, the only, the reigning fan of the year, Bengals captain in the pub, baby.
What is going on? I love that intro.
I appreciate it. I've been sitting on it for a couple of weeks. So I was like, let Joe cook a little bit, let him get good. And I was like, all right, I feel confident playing Napoleon Dynamite now. But dude, I can't thank you enough for hopping on. We're going to talk all Bengals good, bad, what it means to be a super fan. But I guess just walk us through, like, you were the reigning fan of the year. What does that mean? How do you get that title? My wife was like, how do you do that?
I don't know. Now, so it's technically 2025. Me and the wife are co-fans of the year, and our reign is going to be up any minute now. They're going to announce the new one for this season. A good example of, you can't pick the season that you're fan of the year. So whoever's coming in, I'm sorry. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
But, it's crazy. They've done a decent job. Houday Baby, I championed for the very first time when they had it. I'm like, man, I remember Houday Baby, the cowboy hat, the face paint,
Yes.
before I had season tickets. So he was just the coolest. We are now friends. I'm proud to call him a friend. He's a good dude. Does a lot of good work for charity. Is always crazy. I always wanted to do something, and I don't have his guns, so it's like I can't, pick the wrestler type thing that came together. And the tailgate, Bengal Bomb Squad, got picked to do a Microsoft commercial. Unfortunately, never aired. Something about they got the editing in late and it never aired, but we got paid. They flew us out to Montreal to film. It was really cool. A lot of fun to do, but I didn't have a fit. I was just some dork with the jersey tucked in his cargo shorts. I went with that every game. I'm like, I got to think of something because I'm surrounded. That tailgate's got so many wild looks and super fans. And I worked cybersecurity and was working at a construction company. And these guys were doing some crazy stuff on their iPads. I'm thinking, number one, I don't know how you thought to search for those terms in that website, but you shouldn't be doing it when you're working construction on a highway, bro. Like, am I going to have to grow a beard for y'all to listen to me? And they're like, you can't grow a beard. So I grew one, and then they loved it. They called me either Conor McGregor, which was kind of cool, or Captain Obvious from Hotels.com. Not as cool. Funny. And when the commercial came around, the wife's like, I'm thinking of something. We got to do something. She's like, why don't you try putting something together like that? So like a $30 suit from Amazon, neon orange. I messed it up bad. I spray painted the lapels and the spray paint bled through the back. It looked horrible. She did a great job making the hat and doing some other stuff. I'm like, this thing sucks. I screwed it up. I'm not wearing it. She said, just wear it. 2017 opening day, Microsoft comes out, films everything, and Ravens beat our ass. I think that was a shutout. And after the game, people wanted a photo. And I kept hearing more than once, you're the only reason I laughed today. So, I'm like, well, it's probably not going to get any better the next year or two. So maybe I'll keep wearing it. It's been a thing ever since. But I used to be on Cincy Jungle, defending Andy Dalton. I tend to gravitate toward the underdog, I guess. We could go there later. So I was arguing there under a couple different handles. I changed my handle just to see if people would treat my takes differently, and they did. So I'm like, all right, I'm not crazy about my support for Andy. They just thought I was his brother behind this handle. So yeah, once I changed the handle, they're like, all right, yeah, you're right. But I'm like, all right, whatever. Then the suit came along and went on Twitter. But we started with our tickets in 2011. We started going to like charity events at the stadium around 2014. And for fans wanting to get to know their team, I don't care where it is, every team's got events at the stadium. Go. Number one, best reason, you're raising money for charity. But then two, you're around some of your favorite players. And we got to know a lot of people in the front office. We got to know players. We got to know coaches. That led us to volunteering for Marvin Lewis Foundation. Did some stuff there. The people that we've met, the relationships we've built over the years, it's all just been from trying to be more involved with the team. Everything else is luck. I mean, it's a neon orange suit. I swore we were going to get the normal orange, but then my friends would say, oh, we're on the other opposite end of the stadium in the 300 seats and we could see you. Like, okay. So I could help find lost dogs. I could help relocate children with their mothers. I'm like, there is a reason to wear the neon orange. So I kept the neon orange. We sit second row in 158 and the cameras are right there. I'm always acting a fool just because I think it's the ADHD. I have trouble sitting still sometimes. And some people sent me video from Sunday after T's touchdown. I lost my mind. And, it's just unfortunate they catch me, jumping around and cheering, and then we lost. I'm like, oh, God, I can't wait to hear about that on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's really it. It's the love of charity, the love of the team. There's no doubt the social media presence helps, but that social media presence would not be anything without Bengals fans. It's got nothing to do with me. It's all the people that care what I have to say, which I don't know why, but some people do, and I appreciate it.
Well, I think from, especially a fan that was born into it, and, I live in North Carolina, so I don't get to go there, but like you are boots on the ground, you're in the trenches. And so it's like, oh, like he's tapped in, like he knows what it is. So like, I appreciate everything you tweet out and stuff, whether agree or disagree. I'm like, dude, he's standing on a major platform to a fan base that has been shunned from major media for a very long time. So like, for me, I think that's why I follow you, and I'm like, yo, I want to see what Captain says. What does Cap say about this? How's the atmosphere? How's the vibe? So I think that's,
thank you.
Yeah, I think that speaks a large volume to you. I do want to put the rumors to rest, though. There's a lot of people coming on Twitter that you're just a paid fan. You're fake. You're Fugazi, right?
You know what? And it's funny. I think I might ask to be one, because if I'm going to be accused of it, I might as well actually collect the money.
Let's collect the check.
Yeah. I'm like that. That would be actually amazing. Some people lash out, and the noisy one, it's a small group. Mm-hmm. A lot of the disgruntled opinions come from one source. Don't have to get into that, but it's like, all right, I'm not worried about that little peanut gallery. I get it. People want you to, if you're mad, you want other people to be mad. I'm not saying you in general, but that's what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
There's some reason that I should be angry. And I think people if you watch the Jets reactions afterward, you see, yeah, I'm a little more angry now, because that should have been an easy win. And that was just a complete implosion. So it's not all positive. I'm not going to ignore what's right in front of me, but I work cybersecurity. It's stressful. It's a lot of drama, and the football thing is a hobby. So everyone in spades has covered the negative after the Jets game.
Yeah.
What am I going to add? I don't think I'm very funny. I'm not that original. I'm wearing a polyester suit copied after Hotels.com's spokesperson. Like, there's nothing I can add that's going to get some laughs of the negativity. So I'm just going to sit back and try to look at the bright side, which right now I'm really worried about the defense. I don't know that there is a bright side. But I'm going to go. I'm going to be there Sunday to watch the Bears. And as we know, as being Bengals fans, it's very likely that we just blow them out as a way to string us right back in.
Yep.
And keep that hope alive one more week. I mean, we started out crazy last year, and it went down to the very last games. They love to do that to us.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought up the positivity because, like, I think I tweeted at you something like that was the most negative you've ever been about a Zach Taylor coach team, and it wasn't even that negative. And so, like, I'm glad to know where you're coming from. Like, hey, my day's stressful enough. I don't need to be stressed out with the Bengals. Like, this is supposed to be fun. It's a hobby. I think that's really dope. And I wish a lot of fans did that. And there's a three-headed monster on X of Bengals fans that really have gained traction. It's you, who's like the angel on the side. Then there's like Drew Garrison, who's like super like, we're gonna burn this bitch down. And then the Bengalorian somewhere in the middle. He's kind of teetering toward Drew right now, but sometimes he's more positive. So it's just a wide range of like, hey, we're okay. We got this, guys. To all right, fuck this. We need to fire everybody. So I'm glad that all three of you guys are getting traction, and there's some balance in there.
Well, and Drew's blowing up now. If you watch Drew, what I love about Drew is he's honest about his intent. He would love to be, like on a Pat McAfee show.
Oh, yeah.
He would love to make money and be that social media personality. He's got support for it. I have encouraged him. I love it because you're not questioning why he does what he does. He's a funny dude.
Yes.
So, he will, I think he's always going to try to be on the edge of, I don't want to say the popular vote because it took him a little while to get there. Yeah. I feel like we've had some discussions at, what was it? The Logan Wilson softball last year. And I try to pull him to the support Zach side a little bit. And at the time, he said what he did with Jake Browning. He's like, all right, I'm on board. Yeah. And, it doesn't take much to pull. Anyone that didn't trust Zach, once they're on board, it's easy to pull them back off. Totally get it. My thoughts are Dan Pitcher calls some of the plays. I don't know how many he does. Right. Offense is humming. Wide receivers are open. We're scoring points with a backup QB that got demoted by Cleveland. I mean, I don't know that there's a worse thing that could happen in the NFL is to be a quarterback demoted by Cleveland. The jersey that we all see is now a dress. Men are walking around the streets of Cleveland in a dress with a bunch of men's names on the back. It's the weirdest thing. Flacco wasn't good enough for Cleveland, and he's killing it in Cincinnati. So, props to the offense and what everybody's doing there. Somebody doesn't like it because, well, you know what? You're captain of the ship. You didn't put the holes in the boat, but it's going down. You're going down with it. I get it. I can respect that. It's the fans that are coming for other fans. That's a little weird.
I agree. I agree 100%. And like for me, these guys won't lie. Like I've been on the let's fire Zach Taylor, especially, and really it comes down to ownership for me. But that'll never change. And then Duke Tomlin and then Zach T. They're the ones I really blame. Now I look at Zach. I think he's a great OC. As a head coach, I feel like he's losing some of that chemistry in the locker room, and you look at missed tackle after missed tackle, the same mistakes keep popping up. I'm like, okay, I'm pointing the finger at Zach here. However, I do think he's a phenomenal offensive mind. Because you're exactly right. What he did with Jake Browning, what he's doing with Joe Flacco, not a lot of coaches can do this with a 48-year-old, gray-haired guy who can barely get out of bed.
I'm the 48-year-old. He's 40.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know what? I think I could do pretty well in the offense. Because
I think Zach could put you in success. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be terrified. You would see a record time to throw for me. I'm looking to bail nearly the second the ball gets snapped. Is our guy okay? Robert, you all right?
Robert's a bull and Santa Claus. This is only his first month with us, so you got to forgive. He doesn't know he's making.
No, but he's
clanging
killing
back
it.
in.
But he's killing it.
It looked
He's
like
killing
you
it.
were wearing stripes for a second, trying to tackle the Jets.
Missing him.
Y'all definitely threw that game. I'll tell you that, though. I'm sorry that happened.
Are you saying the FBI needs to investigate us? Is that what you're saying? We're part of the gambling? ring?
Ooh,
We threw it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have said that, and I'm like, okay, it's not going to be Zach, but there's somebody on that defense. But then again, like you look at some of the angles that these guys were taking, and they've played since whatever Pee-wee.
Yeah.
You know, they've tackled like that's such a fundamental skill. And Demetrius Knight was known for tackling and taking great angles.
Yes.
And I mean, he should have. I don't know. I think Breece Hall like owns him at this point in time with shaking him out of his shoes in the
Yeah.
you know, everybody's seen that by now. And it's like now Demetrius Knight has to go over and watch Breece Hall's car for like a year because that it's Barry Sanders used to do that to guys. I have not seen someone get just juked like that since Barry. It was bad.
And Breece Hall is not Barry Sanders, so that's
Right.
No,
And
Like, that's
Knight
a
is
lot.
on his
You
way
look at-
up. Like, I look at Knight's
if
film.
anybody wants to get great value for their running backs, play the Bengals defense right now. We will elevate your star to get a first-round pick. It's rough.
Yes. You're absolutely right. All right, Fitz, Rob, I don't want to hog all the questions here. I just know I'm the Bengal fan here, so I'm just
Yeah,
going to
you're
have
the
someone in my
Bengals
corner
fan.
here today.
Well, I did think of, my dad grew up in Cincinnati, and he was a Bengals fan for whatever the 70s was. I don't know who. I can't name one player on the Bengals in the 1970s. And I guess he followed Big Red Machine, Cincinnati Reds. He was that era. So I don't know. It's just funny. I think about how he's now a Panthers fan because they ended up moving to Carolina, and he kind of just abandoned the Bengals train. So you guys have more props than my dad as far as
No
Yeah,
flex
it's that's a rough, what is it? Out of the frying pan into the fire type of situation.
Yeah.
Well, but hey, I love the keep pounding. So we try to do that in Cincinnati, and I think it's mirrored a little bit after the Panthers chant. And we do the who. One side of the stadium's who, the other side's day. And I'm sorry, we can't. It doesn't compare to the keep pounding. Like they do it so loud in that stadium, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think the tradition of like where it comes from, like it's the famous quote, and it's also just a badass quote.
Sam
Yeah.
Mills.
Sam
that
Mills, so it's
story
hard
is
to beat.
amazing.
Yeah,
And that's more organic, and I think you have to come up with some
Yeah.
things like that.
now I don't know. You might be able to help settle this. Was it Who Day or Who Dat that came first? That's
It
always
was
like,
who day.
okay.
was
That's I've been
And
saying
people
that
can
too.
say I'm biased, but when you look now, the vernacular was common in Louisiana. People would say that, but the team that actually used it on the national stage was the Bengals first. And the New Orleans fans always talk like, oh, well, people would chant that in high school, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care. The Saints did not. That was not used by the Saints. It existed. They knew about it. They didn't use it. We used it first, and then they decided to throw out the Who Dat. So yeah, technically, Who Day was first.
I love it. I'm here for it. I love it. All right, so I've got to ask if how do I want to say this?
To say it.
All right. Well, I'm trying to. I had the thought, and then CTE kicked in, and it kind of faded. So, all right, we're looking at your fan of the Bengals. We talked about it. It's not the easiest road. It's not for the faint-hearted. This shit's for the real. Like you're in this
Character
thing.
building.
Yeah, I love that. What is one of the moments that you look back on? Like, I'm proud I've stuck it out this far. Like I'm here, and like this is the moment where I'm like, all right, this redeemed all the bad shit that's happened.
I mean, it had to be the Super Bowl,
Okay.
which we won. That was completely robbed. I I do think there's some shady stuff in the NFL, as far as gambling and money. That game, it was weird because we were technically the home team.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about it, but all the stuff on the Jumbotron and everything, it was all geared toward the Rams. We very rarely saw anything Bengals. All right, this whole thing feels weird.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people don't talk about the missed calls early.
Mm-hmm.
They want to try to talk about the T. But if you look at the rule book and the referees reference the rule book later, that actually was not a foul, will never be a foul because it was such a quick action. If T was that good that he could pull his arm back, catch a little bit of face mask, and immediately let go, the slow-mo looks rough. The real speed, you're like, that's an accidental kind of scrape against.
Right.
And that's actually not going to get flagged ever. It's just they were already running, already leaning. It was the most perfect accident ever, and it caught Jalen Ramsey off balance. But nobody wants to talk about the times that Jalen Ramsey held, in the first quarter or the second quarter, and then the fateful hold at the end. Tyler Boyd got mugged on the last play, blah, blah, blah. In my heart, we won, and that made it all worthwhile. But the whole moment, just going out there and seeing Bengals fans celebrate, I was bawling in Kansas City. Some Chiefs fans stuck around and gave me tips on how to enjoy the Super Bowl and congratulated us. It was really awesome of them to do that.
For sure.
The whole playoffs, I cried more than I'd cried in years. It was just, that's what it felt like to be a Bengals fan. You just cried and hugged people. It's just over and over and over and over. And finally we got to, and that had to have been it, because I remember the 90s very well. And it was hard to pay attention. You did some cleaning. You might have played video games. The game was on.
Yeah.
But I don't remember always knowing what was going on unless I heard cheering. They're like, all right. And it was usually Corey Dillon with like a 60-yard touchdown run.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. 100%. All right. So on the flip side, the pain. If you had a Mount Rushmore pain, because I feel like we could easily do a Mount Rushmore pain for Bengal fans, unfortunately.
There's only 4 heads on the Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah, it's only 4. So,
Bengals pain.
Oh.
So if you got to pick your 4, like for me, I give you time to think about it. But like Palmer blowing his knee in 2006 in the wild card game, and I remember it was the first year I was really invested in the Bengals, and my dad just puts my hand on the shoulder after he goes down and goes, "Son, welcome to being a Bengals fan. Like this is it, dude." And I was like, "Come on!" And then I think when Andy Dalton broke his thumb. And like it changed his throwing motion, and that unit I just feel like we pissed away. But like that specific injury, I'm like, okay, this hurts. And then the wild card game in 2016 when we just we shot ourselves in the dick over and over again. And then I think the Super Bowl, I'm with you. I think I look at it as a win. But this past winter,
I have to,
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. You nailed some good ones there. Injuries obviously are always. I have wanted to throw up every time I've seen Joe Burrow get hurt. Yeah. This last one was the worst for me. I just when I saw him go down and then his reaction, it was immediately head and hands. I just wanted to puke. Like not again. And exactly. And here's the thing about that. People will try to say, I get it. We don't want him getting hit. But all anyone has to do, go look up last year. Look up NFL quarterback hits taken. Go look at the list. Pro Football Reference has it. I think it's under their advanced stats. And sort by number of hits. Any guesses as the quarterback who got hit the most last year? Patrick Mahomes. On like, what, 70, 80, 90 less fewer passes, he had more hits taken. And that's typical. So Joe Burrow takes hits. He does, but no more than Pat Mahomes. The Bengals don't run shotgun much more than Pat Mahomes. You know, it's all of these things that we feel. And I'm like, all right, is this real, or is it do the stats tell me another story?
Mm-hmm.
So I look up the stats like, oh, okay. It's just pain. It's just bad, horrible luck. And I'm thinking Joe is running out, and I'm knocking on wood. He's running out. I'm not saying he's run out. I don't want to jinx it. He's running out of unique, never seen before injuries. So it's going to get better, because at least it's not the same thing over and over. You know, he's got a bad elbow. He's got a bad shoulder. Andrew Luck, his worst injury was a snowboarding accident where he hurt his shoulder, and he wasn't the same for a couple of years. People forget it wasn't football. It was snowboarding. The guy needed Tom House, and people forget, the throwing motion god actually has a degree in sports psychology. And from what I read, it was like 50-50. It was psychology and getting that shoulder back in shape, because, I mean, Luck was kind of broken from that. Yeah. Joe Burrow is just a football player. Like, he eats, breathes, sleeps football. I don't think we're worried about ruining Joe, but we got to get him throwing the ball out a little more quickly. I think Flacco's showing the way a little bit there. Hey, we need the offensive line to play better quicker. I talk about some of the linemen have told me we need time to gel. And every year we've got a new piece somewhere, multiple new pieces. They need time to play together as a unit. We're kind of starting to see that now. Once again, offensive linemen are right about their own unit, but maybe not mix it all up next year, not go through this again. Like, I get it. He's got to get hit less, but the pain every time that he's been down, been hurt, we were going to make a run. This year was going to be magical. Every time that he's been hurt was something was going to happen. So that's obviously pain. Yeah. And then, Sunday, recency bias maybe, but we just beat the Steelers. No one thought we could other than us. And even those of us who thought we could knew that it's just a very Bengals thing to do. Just, we're worried, we're upset, we're ready to throw it all away. And then boom, we beat the division leaders right now. And we're supposed to roll through the Jets, beat the Bears, go into the bye, get right, come out, beat the Steelers again.
Yeah.
And then we give up 500 yards, 23 points in the fourth quarter to a team that hasn't scored 23 points all year.
Exactly.
It hurts.
Pain is, you're exactly right. All right. So I've got some rapid fire questions. Rob, Fitz, if you guys got any questions, feel free to hop them in.
I think a main pain for the Bengals is ownership too. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I've heard it's bad ownership. You probably know more about it than I do.
I don't think it's bad. They want to win.
Yeah.
If it's me, I work cybersecurity, so it's always cutting edge stuff. I don't necessarily see the same love of anything cutting edge. I think publicly, you don't have to be an insider to know. The old jokes about players not being allowed to take a free Gatorade. Well, they make a lot of money, they can buy their own Gatorade. Like, come, just give them a Gatorade, damn it. Just, take the lock. There was a lock on the Gatorade machine. They took the lock off finally. Like, sweet, we're making progress.
Right.
I think it's a huge deal that they pay Trey Hendrickson more this year for no reason, just out of goodwill. I think that's phenomenal. That is the first time they've ever done anything like that. So there are hints there, but we've got the smallest scouting squad in the league. And I don't necessarily think that you need 50 people scouting, but you either need 50 people scouting or you need whatever department you have plus heavy analytics and data gathering to be able to get the big picture on everybody. I don't know that we do that. I think Bengals fans, we listen to our own people. There are a lot of good scouts in the fan base, putting out their guides. Pro Football Focus puts out one. We can pick up, magazines off the rack when we go to the store and find out all these rankings. So we've got our favorites, and then the Bengals go to pick. And how many times are we scratching our head like, who?
Yeah.
And that's Jack. Go ahead.
No, I think you're getting to it. I don't know how many times in the past, honestly, 5 years. I know it's been longer, but like I've gone, that's a project pick. Why are we reaching for this cat when he's a project? We don't need to take him in the second, third, fourth round. It's like you said, it's head scratching.
Yeah.
And I think you were getting that with Jackson Carman. I feel like you were going to say.
Yeah, he. I've heard that he was an owner pick. That Mike Brown wanted him. To look at who else might have been available, it's difficult. But they're definitely tough negotiators, which I don't think is a bad thing. Mm-hmm. I think that combined with a lot of other things can give it a bad look. I think they could do with a PR person to help get in front of some of these things. I know the one guy did make a team, but his girl had issues with tickets, and apparently it was their fault because he had left the tickets at home, mm-hmm. and she didn't have, and it was security that gave her issues getting into the stadium. So security is contracted by the team, not the team directly, but
employed, yeah.
Get somebody to explain that before the social media takes and runs with it. But that family, they don't care about social media. They don't care about those opinions. They're just trying to run a business, which I can admire. But at the same time, there are some realities about how that can impact future free agent signings. The word travels, whether it's true or not, word travels fast. So they could get ahead. Those are the type of things that I would say, if I had a wish list for improvement. So I don't think the front office is as bad as Cleveland. I think the Jets have had their problems. I don't know what Tennessee is doing. They keep firing coaches and GMs left and right. And now Vrabel's up in New England looking great.
Yeah.
And it was Tennessee all along. I don't think we're that bad, but we could definitely use some outside voices. Hopefully it could be the fans. I think this offseason could be a real good test. Can we write professional letters outlining what we'd like to see uplifted? Very specific wording. I know some people are going to struggle with not dropping F-bombs in a letter to Mike Brown, but
right.
There is a better way to do it. Thank you for everything that you've done. We see the changes. We'd also like to see more work in these areas. Anybody that wants to do that, ask ChatGPT to look over whatever you wrote and say, could you soften this up a little bit before you send it to Mike Brown?
I'm with you on that. And I once again, these guys will tell you, I've been beating my chest saying, I don't think we'll win a Super Bowl till ownership changes. And I think you hit the nail on the head. They're changing, but we're still 10, 15 years behind the wheel, it seems like. And it's just, man, if you can catch up, you get that PR person, you get social media down. You get to put your image out there before the social media, like the whole Corey Dillon thing this past week. Like they should have been in front of that and corrected that real quick, but they don't. And it's like
that was tough though, because so number one, Corey was trolling. There was a lot of trolling behind that. I texted him when that went on, and he had a good laugh. I'm like, all right, dude. I know you. Just in case, you know we love you, and he laughed. He's like, Cap, I know. I'm having some fun. So no, he doesn't want them taking his name off the stadium. All of that stuff. I think the team knows that too. They know they've heard him going off before, but I don't know the answer behind all that. Before. Some people were trying to say that he talked about a itinerary and a confirmation number. You can get that, obviously paying, but you can then cancel your flight and you still have it, but there's no flight anymore. I don't know if that happened. I don't know if Delta screwed up. It sounded more and more like there was a major issue with Delta, and he really did have a flight. But I still say, hey, it might not be the Bengals' fault, but you know what would help? If there was a dedicated liaison who could pick up the phone, and the minute there was an issue, like Corey, call so-and-so. No matter what happens, they've got you. They've got the the Amex Black card on hold, just waiting to do whatever it takes to make sure people are happy. And then this stuff never happens again. And again, you spend the money. There are numbers behind the cost savings later on down the road when you go to pick up free agents. Players talk all the time. Players' families talk all the time. When we pull free agents in, they say, "Oh, well, so-and-so other teams had all this stuff and you guys don't have it." And it's guys that we drafted are like, "Oh, I didn't know that." I'm like, well, stop saying that. Like, come on. Well, you know what? Just assume they're all talking and sharing stories and do what we can to make it a better experience here.
Thank you. Yeah, I 100% agree. The media reports that come out with facilities and game day atmosphere and stuff, and it's like, this is all fixable. Like, why aren't we fixing this? Like, it's mind. I'm glad we're on the same page there, Cap. All right, boys. Any last questions for him?
Thoughts on Chad Ochocinco? He's my boy. I love that dude.
He's amazing. That man.
He's hilarious as hell.
Oh yeah, resurrected a city.
Yes.
I mean, we owe him so much, and to this day, he is a defender of the Bengals. Great guy. It's funny because one time him and Hoosh were at the Holy Grail, and we were just coming to meet some friends, and they're all back in the corner, and Hoosh and Chad are sitting at the table. Wife walks up, and he follows my wife, and he's sitting there, and she just walks up and is like, "Hey, Chad, I love you." And then he looks up and he's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Like we've been friends forever. And so we sat there and talked. Yes, just a genuinely great guy. I love him to death. Just an ambassador for football, but especially for Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. He's
was
my
he McDonald's? Favorite. Was he McDonald's?
I was gonna ask.
I was gonna ask real quick. Do you consider this guy a super fan, an asshole, or something else entirely? The guy that ran on the field during the Packers-Bengals game and took the ball out of Brett Favre's hand.
I mean, because I kind of think that severely will screw up momentum. The dude's a hero.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
I don't know that game finishes out that way without him running on the field. I'd like to say, nah, it didn't have anything to play, but I really think, yeah, like that's jarring. You don't expect dude to walk up to you out of nowhere and grab the ball. Like, also, that's a weird way to do it.
Yes.
I mean, you got to give him props. Because people are like stripping clothes out and, dongs flopping around trying to get tackled and just weird. No, this dude literally just wanted to come out and, like one of your boys, you got a plate full of whatever, pizza at the buffet. You're walking back and then wham, gone. Like, all right, jerk.
Yeah. Cincinnati hero.
I love that take. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great take. All right, I got a couple rapid fire questions for you. First answer that comes to mind, you just let it rip. We'll start with softball here. Skyline, Gold Star.
Skyline. I've always been Skyline. I was Skyline when the stadium was Gold Star, and thankfully I got Skyline over at our tailgate. So we offer free Skyline conies. I believe they still do that for us because we were ride or die from the jump. But I also knew that the deal was going to happen and Skyline was going in the stadium anyway. But whatever. What a hero!
What a hero you are! All right, if you could only get one Bengals jersey, I need player and like actual jersey. So we're doing the orange, we're doing retro, we're doing Leaping Tiger, whatever you want.
Oh, this is easy because I would do disgusting things that my mother would be embarrassed of me for doing for a Chad Johnson Leaping Tiger jersey.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you can't find them anywhere.
That's the answer. Yes.
I'm not. You will find me on OnlyFans if I get the opportunity
God.
for one of these jerseys. You cannot find them. I found one on eBay, and it game worn rookie jersey. And they want $35,000 for it. And I asked him on Twitter X if I should buy it, and he reposted. He's like, "Don't buy that. You can meet me for free, or you can see me for free." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but your like that's crazy." They don't exist anymore. I have like 8 Corey Dillon jerseys with a Leaping Tiger. I can't find an Ocho, which you can ask me. The jerseys that I have are just around the corner. I'll grab them if you want, but I've got a collection of the Leaping Tiger jerseys that's insane.
That's sick. We might have to but you're right. I can only find Corey Dillon. One time I found a Hoosh jersey, and I thought about pulling the trigger. Wife was like, "Hey, we got a kid on the way. You can't do that." I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah. Carl Pickens, I've seen. Peter Work, I've seen. I think that's about
got
it.
Achilles
I've got
Smith.
some strange ones though. I can't even remember some of the names.
That's sick, dude. That's awesome. Okay, worst fan base, and you can't say anybody in the division.
Oh God! I mean, Kansas City. I get death threats from Kansas City via DM. It's great.
That's zero surprising. All right, so I'm glad that leads me to the next question. One advice for anybody who's trying to blow up on X, who's like trying to gain that following. What's one piece of advice you can give them?
I'd have to say 2. There are 2 ways to blow up on X. One is very, very difficult. It's longer term. I feel like it might be a little bit better lasting. Yeah. That's the way I did it. And it's like, all right, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to give my takes. I'm going to try to create content. I don't create as much as I used to, but like y'all had the intro, the heads. I work with Premiere Pro a lot, and I used to do some head swaps on videos and movies and stuff like that. Some of them are funny. Some of them you're like, oh, this is going to be a banger, and it's like 3 likes. Like, all right, whatever. You guys don't know what you're looking at. On a long enough, the consistency and the frequency, if you're putting out good content, you will gain followers. That is 100% true. It's steady. Don't ever give up. The other way, honestly, is it's like analytics. If you are on top of the trends, so for example, Zach Taylor, when we started our slide, basically, if you put out Zach Taylor sucks, fire Zach Taylor, I would put Zach Taylor on the front lines on D-Day, blah, 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 and then have a photo of all the soldiers, and he's just standing out there, looking bewildered. That would have been 2,000 or 3,000 likes on that post.
Yeah.
Every single person I saw, people I've never heard of who had 200 followers, if you were shitting on Zach Taylor, people loved it, liked it like crazy.
Yes.
And I kept saying, I'm like, I could get paid right now. I have so many funny ideas. It's not what I believe. So I'm going to miss out on some cash, but people grew hardcore. You could have just put a Zach Taylor a parody account together and gained. So the trends will matter. But hey, if you can't stay true to those trends, like as they switch, all of a sudden he's the good guy. Mm-hmm. Can you be just as funny supporting him? And if not, your success might not be sustainable, or you might have to go after the next coach that's, what fan base hates their coach the most and keep hammering that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to cover other teams. I don't want to. So there are 2 paths there. Both of them will be successful.
I absolutely love that take. And I think you're right, because I'll put out a good tweet. Like when we were dominating the Jets the first half, I was like, kicking ass, or Joe's reincarnated, whatever, 1 or 2 likes. Then we blow it. I'm like, all right, we can't tackle kindergarten, and all of a sudden you get 200 likes. You're like, all right, hold on, why do we enjoy the negativity so much? But,
Yep. Hey, it's now what I try to tell people though, if they're trying to build a business, negativity doesn't buy.
yes,
It'll click. So if you're looking to make money just on views from a social media platform, negativity is honestly probably the way to go. But if you ever have a product that you want people to subscribe to or purchase, negativity doesn't buy. People who are negative, they just want to be around other people who want to bitch about stuff. But there were not a whole lot of buyers in the Bengals Pro Shop after Sunday. There were lookers, and they walked out. We win, we almost always buy something. I have 1, 2, 3 closets full of Bengals stuff in this house, which is stupid. Well, I don't know why. Some of the Bengals stuff I have still has tags on it. If we win, I'm buying. If we're losing, no, I'm not. No one wants to pay to hear you bitch about stuff when they see how bad whatever it is. So just keep that in mind.
You are 100% correct. Me and my wife, my child went up to App. We're graduates at App State, and I looked at the store and I was like, okay, I know what I'm going to buy when we win, and we lose to Coastal. I'm like, they don't get my money. Well, I'm not buying anything because we lost. But if we would have won, you max everything out. We're buying everything. But you're exactly right, dude. I can't thank you enough for hopping on. As I said, you are wonderful on Twitter, and great interview. And just thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep preaching the positivity. Let Joe be the devil on my shoulder. You be the angel, and I'll follow somewhere in between. It's awesome, man. I really appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. It's a good show. Keep
thank
it
you,
up,
man.
guys.
Appreciate it, dude. Take care.
All right. You too. Bye.
Take care. Nice to meet you.
All right, boys. Just 3 of us.
Is that our second super fan we've had on? Because we had the
we had the Bengalorian.
It was like
Yeah.
what is his name? Bengalorian.
Yeah.
Bengalorian.
Where was that guy from?
Cincinnati. Yeah. So we had 2
Yeah. Oh, the
Yes.
first one y'all had.
Cincinnati. We've had 2 Cincinnati super fans. Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
I just want to know how I become a super fan. I feel like I've got to be in the at least somewhere between the 80th and 90th percentile.
Are you an owner? Are you an owner, Fitz?
I'm not an owner, and I've met owners that are fake Packer fans.
Yeah.
That just have the piece of paper, but it's they can't name the one defensive player besides Michael Parsons.
That's fair. No, I definitely
those type of people.
I think it helps if you live there.
I feel like you live close enough to buy season tickets. Just go every day. You got it. You're not that far away.
That's
are
true.
You?
I'm not a season ticket holder. That's true.
It might be the ticket. All right.
Hard to find.
Let's do it. We have some real quick college football I want to talk about. And then we'll jump into pro, and I know that interview took a lot. But
We have to talk about college football though.
I want to talk about one story. We're not even going to do picks this week.
All right, thank goodness.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, fuck Brian Kelly.
Yeah, fuck Brian Kelly.
Any story that's came out about him throughout his years, whether it's Central Michigan, University of Cincinnati, Notre Dame, and LSU, he is a fucking terrible human being.
He's a douchebag.
He is the complete opposite of what you don't like. When you look up coach and leader in the dictionary, he's the opposite of those. He's just a shitty person. He's a subpar coach. He just happens to get lucky breaks. He had a good season at Central Michigan, but he's a fucking terrible person. He was a good coach at Cincinnati because they're playing subpar teams, but he didn't give a shit that he killed a student manager. And then him at Notre Dame, he was way underwhelming, and him at LSU, he's fucking underwhelming. He can't beat ranked teams. So I hope he never coaches again. I'm sure he will. But from the bottom of my heart, all my homies hate Brian Kelly. Fuck Brian Kelly.
Man, what about his little recruiting thing? He had
His little video.
camera and the little
Yeah.
He did
I thought he was on to something. I feel like that's gonna have a resurgence. Now that he's gone, someone's gonna make that cool. I'm never gonna forget. I'm gonna say Brian Kelly.
Here's the thing.
Brian Kelly was on to something.
Look, him and Dabo are the cheesiest, corniest motherfuckers. But if you get a guy like, I feel like Franklin could have done that. I feel like Lane Kiffin could have done that. It's
Yeah.
like, that shit's cool.
Yeah.
But because it's a corny cornball who doesn't really care about you, fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
I just
I thought it was just a weird fit too. Just him and being in Louisiana. Just like, no, that's not it. You know.
No. Him faking the accent? Motherfucker,
Yeah,
you're from
yeah.
Massachusetts. Like, what are we talking about?
Ed Orgeron was perfect for Louisiana, even though
He was
he's
the
not
culture.
their coach.
That's
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, you need a culture guy as a head coach. You need to hire some great coordinators. Like,
Mhm.
Coach O did. He had Joe Brady and stuff. Like, hire great coordinators, but you just need to be a culture chemistry guy. That's all you need. He's a terrible chemistry culture guy. But that's really what I
why
want to
did
say.
Coach O leave?
He was given a bag, and, like, they're like, hey, do you want to keep doing it? He's like, no, I'll go down to Miami and run around shirtless and, you know, have some fun with my
He got
Late
fired
night.
2 years after their historic national championship.
Yeah.
But he had a perfect Louisiana accent too. It was
he played ball in LSU. Like, he was from LSU. He was the dude.
yeah. If I want some gumbo, I want it from Ed Orgeron.
You're exactly right. All right. LSU hot board. If you got to pick one, I don't see Lane leaving Ole Miss. I don't see Marcus Freeman leaving Notre Dame. Kenny Dillingham, I can see him going. And, like, anybody from Kenny Dillingham down on that list, I see making the transition to LSU. Like, why wouldn't you? That's a step up. Even Coach Drink at Missouri, yeah, you're in the SEC, but you're talking
Screw that
LSU
guy.
money.
I hate Drinkwitz.
That's a hot take.
He had the app job and he sold out.
I
That's
would
what I
too.
hate.
Fitz,
I don't
I
hate
would
Brian
too.
Kelly. I hate bitches like you like Drinkwitz.
If I give you a bag, I know
I'm
you're
not going to
producing
leave
out.
a program after
You're leaving
App
their
State.
youth program over there. If I give you $50 million,
You got to be like he did App State dirty because they were rolling.
I know.
Was it 1 year
That's
too?
different.
It was 1 year.
right?
It's not a stepping stone. This is not a stepping stone. I want to say that.
Yeah.
I agree, but also I don't blame him. You give me a bag, I'm out. Fuck them kids. What did Michael Jordan
Yeah,
say?
I don't blame him either.
Yeah, fuck
Respect.
them kids. But
Well, I disagree.
you disagree. It's you, me, and ideology. It's just different.
What if you got offered 1 million compared to 4 million? What would you do?
I'm taking that for.
Yeah, I'm taking that for.
Fitz, how much? We're not going to put your income on the base here, but if I give you $2 million,
I left a job for I left a youth job for more pay. It was the worst decision of my life.
well, I'm going to give you $2 million.
It was the worst decision.
gonna
of
be
my
my
life.
youth
That's-
pastor.
And Rob knows. Rob knows about that church in Green Bay.
Yeah,
That's
I
Toxic.
hated it.
It's toxic.
That's fair. That is fair. All right, let's talk NFL. Let's do it. Sad news: half the CTE Caucasians down. Cam Scotabo out with a gruesome ankle injury. I said it last time we had a show. The Giants have been a fun team to watch, and without Cam, I'm hurting for New York here. Like, obviously they're not winning games, but I feel like the building blocks are there. They're building. They're growing. Cam has been fun to watch. Jackson Dart's been fun to watch. Obviously, Malik Neighbors is out. Next year, looking ahead, though, you get Cam Scottaboo back. You get Malik Neighbors back. This Giants team could be really, really dangerous.
We
Yeah,
just talked about Cincinnati's offense for like an hour.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's easy to get starstruck by the Giants, but until they figure out their defense, they're not going anywhere.
I love it. I love it.
And they got Thibodeau, and he should be the game record that they need.
But he's not.
But he hasn't stepped up this year.
Yeah.
He really hasn't. So I think that's the big question is everyone's getting starstruck by the Giants. It's like pump the brakes. They got to figure out defense. But it is exciting. It's exciting.
Another
to see
big
their
question.
offense.
Another big question. Like, do they need a new head coach or no? I don't know. Is Brian?
I think that's a question. I think it's a fair question.
I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But
no,
Dabble, he is hitching his horse to that wagon.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He knows that this kid Jackson Dart is his chance. He knows that.
If you're a smart coach, I think that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
You got a talent. You hit your horse to it.
You know who would do that? Eli Drinkwitz.
I would do it, Fitz.
He would
All
be
right.
selfish. That's selfish. That's a bad coach. It's bad coaching.
All right, let's talk about some young talent here. Man, there's been a lot of exciting guys. and I uploaded the wrong graphic, so I apologize. There's supposed to be Bo Nix and Drake May in there as well, putting in numbers. Like if you look at Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, a lot of up and down there. But guys at the same age, Drake May, Bo Nix, have really been clicking. They've been like, there's chance of MVP, especially for Drake May. Like he's in the MVP conversation. That's not a guy I thought we'd be saying MVP for. There's a lot of young talent at quarterback, and they're winning games, which is huge. What's your all's thoughts?
As a Panthers lover,
sorry, go Rob.
As a Panthers lover, after watching Andy Dalton this week, I feel like you can't hate Bryce Young anymore. Like, I don't know. He would have done way better than Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton was not doing anything out there, and they completely lost the game. He completely lost the game for them. I was at the game too, and it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, that was a tough game. And like, obviously, Bengals guy, I love the red rifle. But I really do think ever since he broke his thumb, his throwing motion changed. He was never the same guy. Plus, he's just old. Like, you got to go Bryce Young over Andy Dalton. But was Bryce Young out for an injury? I didn't see that. I just saw Andy Dalton getting snaps.
I love Andy Dalton too, but I think he's just got to that point where he can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
interesting is when I look at the success of those quarterbacks, you know, the successful ones have their coach. You know, at least I think.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix with Sean Payton. I feel like with Vrabel, Drake May is really shining.
True.
You know, the one was we just talked about Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
That one I'm not sure about. The coaching
No.
I'm not sure about. I think we were expecting more of Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson.
But I think it takes some time to build that culture.
It does. Yeah.
But then you got Braves, like, all right, he's been there for a year. So, like, yeah.
Also, I was going to say MVP is right now the front runner is actually Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, dude. Yes. Hands down.
And, you know, we should see if you look last year at this time, everyone was talking about Saquon Barkley might be the running back to do it. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor already has like 14 touchdowns.
And here's the
pace for, you know, he could get 30 touchdowns, which would be crazy.
Here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, my mic went out. Gotta fix it. All right, so here's the thing that scares me with Jonathan Taylor. Every year he starts off hot, and it's like, all right, this is Jonathan Taylor. And then, like, an injury happens. And it's just like he doesn't keep that same level. However, this year I feel like it's different because, I mean, he's going.
Not
he's
the
not
only piece.
Exactly. He's not the workhorse that he's been.
Yep.
And so, like, I feel like you're keeping him fresh. You're keeping him moving. He's getting less touches, but even more yards because he's fresh and he's staying healthy. As long as he stays healthy, I think he's by far the MVP. I'm just scared to put money on him because I feel like that's the most Colt thing to do. Is he's going to come out and, like, tear his quad or something here in 2 weeks. It's like, oh shit, there it goes, or whatever. I just feel like that's the most Colts thing that can happen. And then because I don't want to get ahead of us or ahead of me, Colts might be my favorite to win the Super Bowl right now.
No.
I agree with you, honestly. They're underrated. They're blowing teams out, too, like scoring 40 a week, and defense is good. I agree.
Thank you. That's.
Who
I mean,
they play? Who do they play?
Who's your favorite right now?
Packers.
Who do the Colts play?
Yeah, he's gonna say the Packers. I know he is.
All right, let's see. Colts
tell me,
beat
Fitz.
Dolphins. They went. They should have lost to the Broncos.
But they didn't.
Squeaked that one out.
They didn't.
They beat the Titans. They lost to the Rams.
Any given Sunday.
They blew out the Raiders. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Chargers pretty well. That was their best game so far.
Yep.
And they just beat the Titans.
But look at the scores, too. Like, they're blowing them out. I feel like.
I'm just saying,
They're not.
have they played?
And the Rams was a close game. Is that correct?
Rams was a close game.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I'm just saying, let's ease off the.
I told you it was a hot take. I'm getting ahead of myself. But if gun to head, pick a Super Bowl champion right now, I might say Colts.
I'm right there with you.
Chiefs, when they play the Chiefs November 23rd, that's a good That's a good one. That's a good measuring stick.
When they play who?
When they play the Chiefs,
Yeah.
I can see them having the. I can see them going to the playoffs and being the number 1 seed. I don't think that's crazy. I think they could be a high seed, but when they face an experienced playoff team, I think their colors could show. That's where I'm sitting at.
Here's the thing: if they're the 1 seed, I'll lock it in. They'll win the Super Bowl because now you get Buffalo or Kansas City at your place. You don't have to go freeze your nuts.
Oh, they're screwed. If they get Buffalo, they're screwed.
I disagree.
If they get Kansas City, they're screwed.
I disagree. I think they're
They
animals.
get the Ravens. They have a chance because the Ravens.
The Ravens aren't going to fucking stick the Super Bowl. All right, God damn it.
I'm with Parker though. Who has looked better in the NFL than the Colts right now?
Yeah,
No.
I think all 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. The Colts are just—they've
I
looked
think
the
the
best.
Broncos look better than the Colts.
Who
They
beat
should.
them, Fitz? You just said
They
it.
barely pulled that one out, and it was a good game.
They
I
should
think
have
in
lost
the
to the
rematch,
Giants,
the
too.
Broncos beat them. I think the rematch, Broncos take them down.
Rob, I'm just glad you're on my side here.
All right,
I
I'm
agree
I'm
100%.
letting it be
Colts
known.
are underrated, but they're correct. They're correct.
You know what fits in my diary tonight? I'm gonna write all my homies hate Brian Kelly in fits. Okay, just keep that in mind. All right, let's pick some games here. Let's do it. Week 9, you get the Thursday night game that no one gives a lippin'. I don't know.
Oh,
no one
like
gives a fuck about this game. Ravens versus Miami. Tua throws better with one eye than he does two. Lamar might be playing, he might not. Who knows? Give me Baltimore to win because they should. But I'm not watching the game. I'll put it that way.
Oh, hateful.
What's the order? Fitz, your next or me?
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
jump in there.
Yeah.
Well, Ravens are only 2 games back in the division, so
We're
everyone
shitty
can slow their
division
roll.
fans.
This is why I love NFL. It's not college football. 5 losses is not your entire season.
Because
Does
we're
not mean
shit.
you're gonna reshuffle everything. They're 2 games back. They need Lamar. I'm excited to see what the Ravens can do with their backs against the wall. I think they can go on a run. And yeah, they're a team you don't want to see in the playoffs. So I still have the Ravens winning that division. And yeah, so I think they win this one.
Fitz, hold on. Answer me this question. Where do they sit in the division right now?
Third,
What's their record?
2-5.
2-5, and they're 2 games back. And they're in third place in the division. That should tell you how bad the AFC North is.
Yeah, and
Their
Lamar's
Chiefs
been
are
hurt.
booty.
And they lost
Yeah.
to some good opponents. They are better. You know what I want right now? I want Ravens Colts week 1 of the playoffs.
It won't happen because the Colts will be a 1 seed.
That ass. I want
And-
Ravens to beat that ass.
Ravens are sitting at home.
I want it. I want
Colts
it
will
now.
blow them out because they're freaking nuts right now.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you, Rob.
Save
Thank
it.
you, Rob.
41-10.
So,
41-10. All right, Rob, what's your pick here?
Definitely
Mm.
Ravens. Lamar's back. Dolphins kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lamar's back. They got it. They're gonna go on a run. I agree with Fitz on that. They're gonna go on a run.
They're going to run to the fucking couch and sit there for playoff time, all right, Fitz?
True, but Colts will be in the playoffs. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, Chicago, Cincinnati. This is a cycle of being a Cincinnati fan. On Sunday, after the game, fuck it, burn it down, we're done. Monday, our season's done, it's over. Today, we might cover the spread. Ask me Sunday, we fucking blow Chicago out. But for now, I'll take Cincinnati to win.
I'm pulling for Cincy, but I got the Bears winning this. And it's not really anything nice to say for either team. They're both just fine.
It's nicer than I say, Fitz.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a tight game. I'm taking Bengals too. I believe.
You're my man, Rob. Today, you're on my payroll. All right.
I got you.
Falcons, New England. I wish Devontae was here just so I could break his heart to his face. Give me Braves. Give me New England.
This one's tough. 28-3, the Super Bowl. Why? I just feel like Kirk Cousins is going to win this one. I just have
Kirk
a feeling.
Bangs.
Kirk is going to get it done.
Is Penix out?
I believe so.
Falcons are weird. I feel like they're a good team, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. But I'm taking Patriots too. But they got them.
It's a roller coaster, right, Rob?
If you lose 0-30 to the Panthers, something's going on there. But they beat the Buffalo Bills. They're a weird team.
It's a weird team. I agree with you. All right, 49ers at the Giants. This is a game that, if you'd asked me last week, I was really excited for it. This week, I'm not as excited for it. Give me the 49ers to win, but I think it's ugly.
Yeah, this one's tough. Really tough. I will also take San Francisco. It's hard to believe in the Giants.
Yeah.
Even though it's exciting, it's exciting to see, but I don't think it's quite there yet.
Give me 49ers. Fitz dropped Tyrone Tracy last week. I'm sorry. I'm picking him up tonight. I'm spending all my fab on him.
I wish you best of luck. He has not impressed me. Even with
Cam
the starting
Scatterboo's
job, he
out,
doesn't
but
impress
I'm
me.
taking 49ers. I'm sorry, Fitz.
All right, Colts at the Steelers. Steelers are dog shit. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you put lipstick on a pig. They're bad. And they're the leaders of the AFC North. Give me the Colts to blow them out.
I'm gonna take the Steelers. Purely because I didn't realize how hype y'all are on this Colts train.
We're
I'm
going
on
to
the
fight
Colts.
so much.
I'm on the Colts train. 35-10 Colts. They're rolling.
Yes.
I think Daniel Jones deals with some all pros on defense that he's just not ready for. I think Steelers win this one pretty good.
Old man Joe Flacco made them their bitch. How about that? All right. Chargers at Tennessee. I don't know the spread off the top of my head. I wish I had it because I'd hammer the Chargers on it. Tennessee's just bad. That's a bad, bad franchise.
I agree with that. Yeah, Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers definitely. Did you see what Cam Ward said to Mike McCoy?
I like that.
He
I
said,
did like that.
It was like fourth down. He's like, why the F are we not going for it right now?
Yeah. He's got some balls, man. He's going to be a baller, I think.
Yeah, he just needs the right head coach.
Yeah, you're exactly right. All right, Minnesota at Detroit. Carson Wentz. We talked in the group chat. Wentz came out there wearing a shoulder brace that I used to wear for a torn labrum and when you fucked up your shoulder. And that brace, you can't lift your arm even close to 90 degrees. And he's trying to go out there and throw, and he's getting hit. And that brace doesn't necessarily stop that shoulder from subluxing. Well, it subluxed so much when he got hit, it fractured his shoulder. This is bad. The Minnesota's just a bad team. J.J. McCarthy gets his start. I think Detroit makes him pay. Give me Detroit plus the spread.
I would be careful on maybe taking the under on points, depending on what it is. Minnesota's defense is awesome, and they're not getting enough love. They feel like they're a quarterback away, which is the additional frustration. Is if they just had a quarterback, if they had Joe Flacco, they might be turning heads right now. I know I'm going to take Detroit, but I think Minnesota keeps the Lions' offense in neutral.
Yeah. Detroit. Definitely. Detroit, definitely. J.J. McCarthy's back this week, and definitely Detroit.
Okay. Fitz, I'm trying to look for this 48.5 over under. So I kind of like your take there.
I might take the under on that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Might tease it up to 50, make it even 50. All right, Carolina at Green Bay. This is the battle of the pub. This is Rob versus Fitz.
Where's my Panthers jersey yet?
All right, I tell you what, you guys selling me here. I'll go last.
Okay. Rob, you want to go first?
I mean, I love my Panthers, but Packers are going to win. I don't know. But, I mean, Panthers also beat the Cowboys as well. I mean, they could do it. But Packers are going to win.
Is Bryce Young playing?
Probably, yeah.
The one thing that worries me is the last Packers game, the Steelers game was kind of high stakes. That was one that had a lot of emotion, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And going from that to it's like a game. Oh, we'll waltz in, we'll beat the Panthers, and it's a little scary. I think,
Could this be
especially
another?
with the two-headed monster back there, running back, is a little scary.
It could be another
And their
Cleveland
defense.
Packers situation.
Panthers defense has been really solid too. I think this is a closer game. I think it
Not
might
last
be.
week.
I think it might be similar to what the Cardinals gave us, and hanging around a little too long. I will take the Packers, but I don't feel confident in this one.
It's gonna be like a 2013 Packers win. I feel like that's what I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Green Bay minus 12.5 point favorite.
See, that's what I hate. I hate that shit.
Give me
Oh,
my
love it.
hammer because I'm about to hammer. Panthers plus 12.5. I think Panthers cover that. I think it's a closer game than what Vegas thinks. All right. Denver at Houston. This is a matchup that when the schedule got released, like, this is exciting. This is it. But Houston has just, I don't know. It's sophomore slump last year. Now this year, it's just like, what the fuck is going on in Houston? Houston, we have a problem. I think Denver wins, even though Houston on paper should win. It's one of those scenarios for me.
I still believe in the Texans defense.
I do too.
I think they've been good this year. They just need Stroud to do what he did like 2 years ago, and I don't know why that's so hard to find.
O-line.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to not take Denver. I think it's a defensive battle. I think Denver has this.
I'm taking Texans. I feel like the Broncos are barely getting by right now. I feel like the Texans are going to pull it out. I think they're getting it together. I believe.
Yeah. I want to root for them so bad. All right. New Orleans at the Rams. New Orleans bench Spencer Rattler, gave it to the rookie. They're going to keep in the rookie's ball. They're still keeping Spencer benched for this game. That's a tough ask for your first start to be against the Rams. I don't think it's any easier. No difference in quarterback between those two will win this game. Give me the Rams.
This is one of the sneakier teams in the NFC. I think the Rams are solid. I think this gets ugly against the Saints.
Minus 13.5. I might tease that minus 13.5. I might tickle it.
Yeah, now that feels right.
Right.
Between the Packers, Panthers in that game, one of those is not right.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rams, no doubt. I'm picking up Rams defense tonight if I can.
All right. The Jags taking on the Raiders. This is the Raiders. I look at them like they should be better what they are, but maybe they shouldn't be. Like, I second guess myself. There's pieces there, but then the whole thing's not there. The Jags have been like that for a minute, but I think this year they're turning the corner. Give me the Jags.
I got the Jags, and they're coming off a bye. I think they'll be fine. Jags.
I think it's gonna be a really close game. Honestly, that's tough.
Yeah.
Give me the Raiders. I believe.
Raiders. I like it, Rob. Going out, put your nuts on the table. I like it. All right. Kansas City at Buffalo. I'm gonna make a correction in my journal. All my homies hate Brian Kelly, Fitz, and Kansas City. They're washed. Give me Buffalo to roll them.
I think Kansas City's rolling. I mean, obviously Buffalo is too. This feels like it's the teaser for the AFC Championship, unless the Colts somehow make it. I got Buffalo winning this one at home, but it's a battle.
They're the dogs, by the way.
Okay, I mean that's interesting.
It is, right?
I think Kansas City's really rolling though. I mean, once they got Rashee Rice back, they've been hot. I don't know. Yeah, Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo, but Kansas City will beat them in the playoffs per usual.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Is
Yeah.
Buffalo wins this one, but the rematch might not happen that way.
I
Yeah.
I agree. Like I think whoever wins this one, opposite wins the next one. So if Kansas City wins, I think Buffalo gets the revenge, or vice versa. But all right, Seattle versus Washington. Washington looked really good for the first half. If they could have stopped the count, they could have stopped the game right there against Kansas City on Monday night. They would feel really good. But then they played the second half and things went left. If Jay Daniels, I don't know if he's going to play or not. I think he might, but then you just never know. Give me Washington, though. I think even the Flying Hawaiian can beat Seattle.
Oh no, I disagree with that. I think Seattle's defense is humming. I think Sam Darnold is making the Vikings look foolish, and the weapons on that Seattle offense. I think Seahawks blow them out. I think it's pretty ugly.
Wow.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I agree with Fitz. Seahawks. I think Commanders are not looking too hot right now, and I think Seahawks take it.
Seahawks are 3-0 on the road, so you guys might be on something. All right, Arizona at Dallas.
Ooh.
Give me Dak. Give me Dallas. I don't have a good
Cowboys
reason.
defense sucks.
Yeah, they do,
They're so bad.
but the offense is good.
They might be worse than the Bengals defense.
They're not. They actually tackle.
I think they are. Is it Brissett or is it Kyler Murray?
I think Murray's supposed to start.
Kyler Murray. Cardinals win.
Wow.
What a disappointing Monday night football game or Sunday night football game.
Yeah.
That's
I'm glad I have
Give me
soccer. I don't have to watch.
45-41 Cowboys.
Yeah, I like the over here. The over set at 56. I like the over. Yeah, this is Monday night. All right. Good job, boys.
Yeah.
Good job. All right. This is, I guess, this is, I got to run a question unless you guys got one.
Send it.
All right. So we talked about this Captain Bingles, like the moment that you realize this shit's not for the weak-hearted of your fandom. Like for me, it was when Palmer went out with his knee injury, and like my dad put in a hand on his shoulder, like, all right, like this is a lifetime of pain you're about to get into. So like, Rob, this is an easier question for you because you're a Panthers fan. There's been some pain with the Panthers fan.
Definitely.
Fitz, you might have to pull in your Milwaukee ties. You might have to pull in.
I know where I sit.
Yeah.
I want to hear Rob first though.
Sorry, what was the question? Like the biggest pain?
Yeah, no, so like, yeah, what was the moment that you knew being a fan of this team is going to hurt, but you're in for it?
I mean, the last 5 years, trading all those picks for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Going to the game last weekend, I spent $200, and by halftime it was like 30-3 or something, or it was like 23-3. It was just like, we're hopeless.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like this year we have a little more hope. But I think we're on the up, and mostly trading all those picks for Bryce Young.
Okay. I thought you might say when Cam didn't fall on the fumble and like that Super Bowl. I thought maybe you would circle that, but you went there, which that's good. Like, because I look at the Super Bowl loss as like, hey, we made it there. I'm sure a lot of Panthers fans did too. Like,
Yeah.
at least we made it. Yeah.
No, I agree. Being
Okay.
in 2 Super Bowls and then being like kind of close to that definitely hurts as well.
That one against the Patriots really. That John Casey kick
Oh,
out of
he
bounds.
kicked it out of bounds. Yeah, that hurt.
sealed Vinatieri.
My
Tom
mom
Brady's legacy.
still talks about that. She just,
And I feel like in 2015, that was the Panthers' year. They were like lost one game, and they just kind of threw it at the end.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's tough.
I think for me, I'm not. Look, it's they showed a graphic in that Rodgers Love game. Packers have had 3 quarterbacks play 97% of their snaps. Yeah, I know. I am waiting for it to fall apart at some point in my life, where I don't see a quarterback. So mine isn't even that like my pain. This sounds so freaking pretentious as a Packers fan. It was the season we went 15-1. We went 15-1. It was after our Super Bowl run We had won 19 games in a row. We lose to Kyle Orton and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it exposed us. Because the Chiefs, it showed, okay, if you have a 4-man rush, this humming Packers offense can crumble. And the Giants made note of that. And in the divisional round, they said, well, we're just going to do that. And, 15-1, the Packers lose the playoffs. It's like the best team I think we'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And they just fell apart. And I think that those are the ones that sting for me. Like losing to Tom Brady in the NFC Championship, one of the best Packers rosters of all time, and just to get that close and feel like you have the pieces and not live to your expectations. That's what
It's
it
like-
is for me.
Panthers in the Super Bowl too, losing to the Broncos. Like I feel like 9 times out of 10 they would have beat them, but just that one day they got them.
Yeah. Good answers, boys. Good job. Hey, great episode. And hopefully Devontae's back next week and we have some good talk. We'll talk college football more. Don't worry, Fitz.
And baseball.
And baseball. Yeah, we'll crown a World Series champ. Dodgers up
Kansas-
2-1 in the series.
Vladdy finally showed up. That's what I heard. I think he had a home run today.
Yeah. So
They're probably
Toronto,
tired.
America's team.